I'm Jamie Hooper with Remax Crest and the Home Advantage team, and today we're here to talk about the pros and cons of purchasing pre-sale condos in Vancouver. But before we get into that, I'd just like to remind you, if you get any value out of these videos, enjoy them at all, maybe just click the thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or make a comment down below. So what I want to talk about today are the pros and cons of purchasing pre-sale units. And just to make sure that if it is something you decide to do, that you keep your eyes open for some of the things we're going to discuss here. So over the past 20 to 25 years, the pre-sale condo market has been a big part of the Vancouver real estate market. If you had purchased a pre-sale condo before 2015, in all likelihood, you probably did really well on it. Between 2000 and 2015, you probably did really well on it before it even hit the market. It had probably appreciated substantially. You were probably 10 or 15% higher during that 3-year period or 3.5-year period from when you put your money down to when the building was actually complete. In those years, people were playing, around Vancouver, people were playing the pre-sale condo market just like the stock market. A buyer would walk in, buy 5 units, put $50,000 down or $100,000 down on 5 units, and he or she had no intention of completing on those units when it was time, 3.5 years down the road. What they wanted to do, and did do, a lot of them successfully, is sell them while the building is still under construction. Well, how do they do that? Well, if they if their contract said they paid $500,000 for the condo in 3.5, or they put the down payment on it for that price a year and a half earlier, and 2 years from now they're going to have to complete and get a mortgage on it. So let's say a year and a half into it, the market value of it is now $575,000. What they do is list it on the MLS as an assignment sale, where anybody can go in and buy that from them for $575,000. And what they would get, I won't go into the explanation of how it works, but they'd get the $75,000 difference on the $500,000 original price. So that's how they would make their money. And if they do that 4 or 5 times, they could make themselves a tidy little profit in there. So the next thing that would happen, what's changed, I should say, since then, is while all of that was going on, interest rates were very low. But now interest rates have risen. And people who bought 2 or 3 years ago could be in some difficulty because they qualified for their mortgage when the mortgage rates were down around 2%. But now that mortgage rates are up to the 5.5–6% range, they don't qualify anymore. Now they have a problem. They certainly won't be able to sell it as an assignment because it's probably not worth as much before as it was before. And then they're not going to be able to complete on it at the end because they don't qualify for the mortgages. So these things could cause a real potential 1, 2, 3 years down the road. Some of the other things you need to look for, and just to keep in the back of your mind if you're going to purchase a pre-sale, is the contracts that the developers use are slanted in the developer's favor. They're not a standard MLS contract that if you sold your house would be put out by the real estate board. The real estate board protects both buyers and sellers. The developer's contract is to protect the developer and work to his advantage. There's things that you may want to look for in there, like one of the ones that you see in most of them is the developer is allowed to make changes as they see fit. Well, if you saw really nice fixtures in the bathrooms and in the kitchen and whatnot, that means they have the ability just to change that without telling you or consulting it with you. Also, the square footage even. I've heard of discrepancies. People said they thought they bought 730 square feet and they got 698 square feet. Things like that. So you want to be careful about all of those things if you're considering purchasing them. And I would certainly suggest getting your own agent to help represent you in that transaction so they can look through all of those things for you. 2 takeaways from this. Number 1, make sure that you buy from a reputable builder, one that's got a real history in Vancouver of building good, dependable properties. And number 2, look through that disclosure statement yourself that the builder puts out. Also, if you're not comfortable reading it yourself, your agent, if you've chosen to get one to represent you, use them. And if you haven't, get a lawyer to look through them. I'm Jamie Hooper with RE/MAX Crest and the Home Advantage team, and we'll be back with another video for you in a few weeks.